What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Observe and Proceed, or welcome to Observe and Proceed, where I observe, then proceed to react. And usually it's like police videos, police chases, but today I am going to switch it up because there's been a bunch of earthquakes happening around the Ring of Fire, you know, the Pacific coast, from, you know, the China, Russia side, all the way up to Alaska and over here on the West Coast. And there's been some big earthquakes. Like everyone heard of that 8.8 that happened on the east coast of Russia. That one caused like a little bit of tsunamis here and there. But anyway, there's been a volcanic activity that's been happening from that. And I'm kind of concerned, bro. I am concerned because I live on the west coast, and you know, and it would affect us hard if some of these Cascade volcanoes erupted. That's why I found this video. Shout out to Earthly, they made the video. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's see what's up.
Beneath the serene beauty of the Pacific Northwest lies a chain of sleeping giants, majestic snow-capped volcanoes.
There's a lot
that
of them.
have shaped the land for millennia and could, at any moment, reshape it again. The Cascade Range, stretching from Northern California to British Columbia, is home to some of the most dangerous volcanoes.
So right here, Mount Shasta. I actually been to Mount Shasta. I went out there for the scenery, for a little picnic, kind of like a mini hike or whatever. And the mountain looks crazy. The mountain looks crazy, bro. Like, it just stands out. It's like this big mountain with like a snowy peak, and it's like it was the middle of the summer, so like it just looked insane. Also, Crater Lake is also a crazy place because the lake is so deep. It's like actually going inside the volcano, and it's crazy. And then there's Mount St. Helens, which erupted in the 80s. Mount Rainier, which is really that's by Seattle, and everyone thinks if that erupts, you know, goodbye Washington. But anyway, yeah, let's keep going.
Volcanoes in North America, towering over cities like Seattle and Portland. These volcanoes.
Yeah. So yeah, see this like right here, bro. This is like how Mount Shasta kind of looks. I'm not sure if this is it, but it's just crazy snow on top of it. And it's like you wouldn't expect that, and they're just so massive. It just stands out. It's a scenery.
But silence in geology is never a guarantee of safety. In 1980, Mount St. Helens erupted with the force of hundreds of atomic bombs.
Yeah.
Flattening forests, choking skies. And
so I remember watching a documentary on this. Basically, everyone that stayed in the area, because there was a lot of like warnings for people to leave because like there was volcanic activity. But the locals, like crazy old people, they didn't want to go. They stayed. Photographers trying to get the shot stayed. They all got taken out, all of them. And I think it messed up the atmosphere for like months, years. So yeah, that was the last like big eruption in the U.S., I think. Also, you know, right now Yellowstone is active. People are evacuating Yellowstone. Like it's crazy.
Shocking a nation. That was just one volcano. There are over a dozen more, and recently,
just right there on the coast,
swarms
bro.
of earthquakes, shifting ground, whispers of gas from hidden vents, have begun to stir beneath their surface. Could this be a sign of what is to come? Are the Cascade volcanoes waking up?
I hope not.
Let's find out. Don't forget to click on that
subscribe button. So yeah,
like this video.
Subscribe to Earthly. They make some cool videos, and you know, that's why I'm reacting to it.
Best way to support this channel. The Cascade volcanoes owe their existence to a dramatic tectonic process that occurs deep beneath the Earth's surface. Along the western margin of North America, the Juan de Fuca plate is slowly sliding beneath the North American plate in a process known as subduction. As the oceanic plate descends into the mantle, it heats up and begins to release.
Alright, so I knew about these plates colliding. I didn't know like there was like the Juan de Fuca plate was actually like kind of like right there. It's literally off the coast of California, bro. I learn something new every day, right?
And other volatiles. This lowers the melting point of the overlying mantle rock, producing magma that rises through the crust, ultimately feeding the volcanoes of the Cascade Arc. This subduction zone creates a volcanic arc that spans more than 700 miles, forming over a dozen major volcanoes and many smaller cones, domes, and fissures.
12 volcanoes
Notable-
along this plate. Bro, that's just...
Peaks include Mount Shasta and Lassen Peak in Northern California.
I didn't
Mount
even know
Hood
Lassen
and Three
Peak
Sisters in
existed. I
Oregon,
don't know what that is.
Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, and Mount Baker in Washington.
I did not see
and
that.
Mount Garibaldi in British Columbia.
Okay, so they're just like every few stops along the highway there's a volcano. That's insane. What if they all erupted? Sheesh. We're doomed.
The type of volcano most common in this arc is the stratovolcano, steep, conical, and built from alternating layers of lava, ash, and pyroclastic material. Unlike the shield volcanoes of Hawaii, stratovolcanoes are known for their explosive eruptions, which
Dang.
can have devastating consequences for the surrounding regions. These eruptions are driven by thick, viscous magma that traps gases until the pressure becomes unbearable and is released in violent bursts. The combination of geological activity...
Right, and that's the part. That's the stuff that ruins the atmosphere because it goes so high and just spreads out, and it's like they were all breathing that in. Like it would look like the apocalypse, bro. Like even I think like on the east coast of the U.S., like it would reach over there too. Like no one's safe if this stuff erupts, bro.
Population density and limited public awareness makes the Cascades one of the most dangerous volcanic regions in the world. The history of the Cascade volcanoes is one of awe-inspiring eruptions and long periods of deceptive calm. One of the most iconic events in American geological history occurred on May 18th,
That's the Mount St. Helens.
when Mount St. Helens erupted catastrophically. After 2 months of seismic unrest and visible swelling, a massive landslide, the largest in recorded history, unleashed the volcano's northern flank, triggering a lateral blast that devastated nearly 230 square miles of forest. Ash clouds rose 80,000
See, the forest got devastated in 230 miles, whatever. But these ash clouds, they did the damage. They did the damage.
feet into the atmosphere, paralyzing air traffic
Right.
and depositing ash as far as Oklahoma.
Oklahoma,
The
see?
eruption released 24 megatons
Spread
of
half
thermal
across
energy,
the country,
about
bro.
1,600 times the power of the Hiroshima bomb. Though many were evacuated in advance, 57 people still lost their
That's who
lives,
I was talking about
and the
earlier.
eruption caused billions of dollars in damage. Then, in September 2004, after years of quiet, Mount St. Helens stirred back to
Oh.
life. Over the next 3.5 years, it produced a slow-moving, dome-building eruption that steadily extruded lava into the
I
crater.
didn't even know this.
Though less explosive than in 1980, it was a powerful reminder that the volcano remains active and is capable of an eruption anytime.
Yeah.
But Mount St. Helens is not the only Cascade volcano with a history of eruption. Mount Rainier, the tallest peak
Yeah,
in
this
the
one right here. This one's the one by Seattle. This one's a dangerous one. This one's scary. And it's way bigger than St. Helens.
range, has erupted multiple times over the past 10,000 years. Its last significant eruptive period occurred around 1,000 years ago, making it one of the more historically active volcanoes in the Cascades. Mount Hood in
Mount
Oregon erupted in
Hood!
the 1790s, and geologists believe
Oh,
it is
man.
capable of erupting again with little warning. Mount Shasta
That's
in
where I
California
was. That's where
has
I was.
erupted multiple
See-
times.
oh, okay, there we go. This is what I was talking about. This scenery right here looks crazy off the highway, bro. Or when you pull it up to, the park right here. It just looks insane. And I wonder if people actually hike all this. Like, I don't know if they're allowed. But yeah, it's crazy. And plus, there's like all this like weird activity, like UFOs, Bigfoot, and all that. There's a lot of it going on over here. I don't know why. That's another story though.
Past 4,000 years, and Mount Mazama's massive eruption, roughly 7,700 years ago, formed the iconic Crater Lake.
Crater Lake,
burying
that's the
region
crazy
under
one. Yeah.
meters of ash. These historical eruptions remind us that while the Cascades may slumber, they are never truly asleep. In the past year, subtle but noteworthy seismic activity has been recorded beneath several Cascade volcanoes, raising questions about what lies beneath their calm appearance. Most notably, a swarm of over a dozen earthquakes, each less than magnitude 2.0, was detected beneath Mount Adams in early 2025. Though too small to be
those are
felt
small.
on the surface, the
We're
swarm
feeling
prompt-
8.8s right now.
prompted increased scrutiny from scientists at the U.S. Geological Survey and the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network. Similar low-level seismic events have continued at Mount St. Helens, which has remained intermittently active since its last eruptive phase ended in 2008, while Mount Rainier and Mount Hood have also shown minor quakes consistent with their typical behavior.
And this all happened this year,
Though
by
not
the way.
currently waking up, the volcanoes are under close watch, as the shift from routine activity to real warning can happen quickly, and often with little notice. Though the Cascade Range appears calm, scientists agree that another major eruption is inevitable.
It is. It's
Volcanic
gonna
activity
happen
in
like
this
either
region is
in
driven
our
by the
lifetime
ongoing
or
subduction of the
next
Fuka
generation.
Plate beneath the North American plate.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna erupt. And like, what would you do? What would you do if this went down, bro? Like, you can't really even do anything. You know, it's just Mother Nature, bro. Like, you can't even do anything. Just better not be. Yeah, you just can't be around.
Generating magma beneath more than a dozen major volcanoes. Many of these volcanoes have erupted within the past few thousand years and remain active today.
They're all active.
Mount Rainier is considered the most dangerous volcano in the United States.
That's what I was saying.
Not just for its eruption risk,
It's
but
huge.
for its massive ice cover. Even a minor eruption could unleash deadly lahars racing toward Washington, leaving residents with less than 40 minutes to escape, threatening over 80,000 people.
Okay, how do you escape the whole state in 40 minutes, bro? You can't. You're doomed, bro. And people that live in Washington, they got to deal with that gloomy weather, bro. It's so depressing up there. And it gets cold, too. Like, I don't know why anyone wants to live up there. I mean, no offense or anything, but I wouldn't live up there.
And turning calm valleys into disaster zones. Mount Hood, just 50 miles from Portland, Oregon, and Mount Shasta in Northern California, one of the largest volcanoes in the Cascades, also pose
Mount
serious
Shasta.
threats. Both lie near major cities and transport routes, and even small eruptions could disrupt water
Shasta's in
shut
California,
down
though.
highways and blanket communities in ash. If Mount St. Helens erupts again, nearby towns, hit hard in 1980, could once more face catastrophic lahars, flooding, and ashfall, as the landscape still bears the scars and instability left behind. Other volcanoes, such as Glacier Peak, Mount Baker, and the Three Sisters, have shown signs of unrest and also pose risks to nearby towns.
Why aren't they brothers or
Lahars,
sisters?
ashfall, and pyroclastic flows are the most immediate hazards, but long-term impacts include power outages, air traffic disruption, crop failure, and economic losses potentially reaching tens of billions of dollars. Though the exact timing is uncertain, the science is clear. The Cascade volcanoes are active, unpredictable, and could erupt with little warning, putting millions of lives and vital infrastructure in the Pacific Northwest.
That's what I'm saying. There's like, we're on the verge, bro. Like right now with all this going on, like on the verge of just the whole world ending. And like, what can we do? We can't do nothing. So we just gotta live our lives, even if this stuff erupts. Like, man,
Northwest at risk. Even a moderate eruption could unleash chaos. Despite these threats, the United States is well equipped to monitor volcanic activity. The USGS's
okay, there we go. We can actually get a little warning ahead of time. Where would you go though? Like, what if you don't have money to go nowhere? Like, you can't evacuate the whole West Coast. That's like, what? That's like what? Like 80 million people, bro. Like, where? What?
Volcano Observatory in Vancouver, Washington, serves as the nerve center for real-time data collection and analysis, coordinating with federal, state, and local agencies to issue timely alerts. A sophisticated network of seismic sensors, GPS stations, gas detectors, and satellite imaging is used to detect ground vibrations, surface deformation, gas emissions, and other subtle signs of volcanic unrest. These systems provide scientists with critical data to assess risk levels and identify early warning signs before an eruption occurs. Public education and preparedness have improved over time. High-risk communities regularly conduct evacuation drills, and hazard maps are widely distributed. However, limited funding continues to hamper comprehensive coverage, particularly in remote areas. Advances in artificial intelligence and satellite
AI is gonna
technology are
AI is gonna save us, of course. AI, man, AI is probably gonna make the volcano erupt itself, bro. Like, come on.
further enhancing monitoring capabilities, offering near-continuous surveillance. Yet, despite these improvements, volcanic forecasting remains an inexact science, where speed, coordination, and preparedness can make the difference between resilience and catastrophe. The Cascade volcanoes are not going extinct. They are, by definition, active, each with its own unique behavior and eruption history.
Man,
While the current state of activity remains within normal bounds, history tells us this will not last forever. The real question
only a
is
matter
whether
of
we're
time,
doing
man.
enough today to prepare for the inevitable. In the coming decades, climate change may
Man.
add complexity to the equation. Glacial retreat could destabilize volcanic slopes, increasing the risk of landslides and lahars. Meanwhile, growing
Look at
urban
this.
sprawl into hazards
cool video. Very dangerous. But look what's going on in Yellowstone. Yellowstone, sounds in the ground.
So there's something really weird going on. Your dog knows it, your mom knows it, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it, no one knows what it is.
Right.
Listen to this.
The ground is like pumping, bro.
There's something under the ground.
He did a few videos on it, he even dug all over his backyard, he found nothing.
He lives by Yellowstone, by the way.
And we've hit rock, but listen to this.
And then on July
Jeez.
19th, this guy over here, Zach Grimm, starts hearing very similar sounds and vibrations in his backyard, but this time pretty close to Yellowstone Park. Things were so
Bro,
intense.
and you know what? Why would you... How are you just gonna sit there like, oh, that's cool. Okay. I would get the hell out of there, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
that you can actually see the ground shaking.
No, I ain't staying there, bro. That's
This
not
is really
cool.
weird. And he's got these bunch of videos, this mysterious and bizarre phenomenon happening all over Yellowstone Park. We're going to be taking a look at them in just a few minutes, but I start digging around, and I find out that things are way stranger than I initially thought. The earthquake in Russia that just happened a few days
Fly,
ago.
man.
Overnight, a massive earthquake off the coast
That's
of
the
Russia,
earthquake.
triggering tsunami warnings across the Pacific Rim.
Господи, боже мой!
Whoa. Tsunamis.
Those are tsunami waves. Look at that. Wow.
The
Mini
ocean tide
tsunamis.
reversal.
Anyway, bro. Anyway. All this stuff going on, it got me a little worried, bro. It got me a little worried. And that's why you got to enjoy life day by day and take it as it comes, because you never know when it could be your last. And I just want you guys to have a great time out there with whoever you love, whatever you do. Enjoy it while it lasts. Okay, man? Please like and subscribe. I'll be back with another one. Probably police chase or something. But I have to change it up for today. Anyway, thank you. I'm out.